Hello, hello. Hello, long time no see. How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone is having a lovely day. Ready for some more crimes, more mystery, more lawyering? They're called lawyering. Do. Yes, it is a very late stream, and it's going to be a late stream for quite a while. I have a full-time temp job. It's goddamn tiring. I will not lie. I hate talking to customers, but hey. A job's a job, and a bit of muns and a bit of dough, you know how it is. But now it's time to relax and find some murderers. Because apparently that is more relaxing than talking to customers over the phone. Yeah. But yes, welcome on this fine evening. I hope you all got your tea, although it's a little too hot for tea in my opinion, or maybe some water, maybe some soft drinks. Go get your din-dins, or if you're anywhere else, go get some lunch or breakfast, and make sure you, or just snacks in general, do get some foodie foods, and we can make a start. Yes. Let's go. The great attorney. So we found out who the murderer was for the last case. So, and we've taken her. No, we didn't. We didn't take her down. No. She ended up kind of getting away with it. Because she's from she's from Britain. Well, goddamn, that's, ugh. But at least we show we are not a murderer, that is something. But now we're on to the second case. So let's get straight to it. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. I feel like that's very Sherlock Holmesy. Isn't that Sherlock Holmesy? I say that's Sherlock Holmesy. Let's go. Oh, imagine working with Sherlock Holmes. That would be amazing. Oh, Unbreakable. The Speckled Band is a ship.
In the corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Oh shit, this is Sholmes. Sholmes. Is this what I'm seeing right now?
Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band.
That does sound familiar. Is there a Sherlock Holmes story called the Speckled? Yeah, there is! It's the snake!
As it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
There was a story about some weird unknown murders with 2 dots on the necks. So there's victims had 2 dots on the necks, and they thought it was just some weird, horrible vampire. But no, it turns out they had a speckled band, like which is a type of snake, by the way, slithering around the.
So then, let us unravel this mystery.
Slithering around the house.
What events led to this curious murder? Pray, do
Killing people in their sleep. Dear God.
On the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So,
Is this supposed to be Sherlock Holmes?
mystery.
Or Sholmes? This is so steampunky.
Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
What is happening?
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
A dead body.
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
Ah, that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume.
I mean, he's very handsome. Very, very handsome indeed. Apologies. And I had music playing. I do apologize. Okay. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Where are we? Wait, I can't move. Oh, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. Have I been framed again? I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. Duh, we found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Ugh, sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. I believe this is... I think this is Sherlock Holmes. Herlock Sholmes. Sorry. Herlock Sholmes. Isn't that... No. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Mr. Sato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Casimir? Oh, they were on the boat to Britain. No, did Casimir die? I mean, I knew he was, something's gonna happen to him, but I didn't want to. No! No. Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Shit! Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. Kazuma died. No. No! Oh no! Kazuma! Oh no, I really like Kazuma! It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed a travelling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Ah, you must be even less of a man than you look. See, I can't have killed him. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful dutiful assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my travelling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Da, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Sasato-san. Surely you don't believe this tosh, do you? Please tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Ugh. This eye, she looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I could do is try to find out what really happened. Alright, let's talk about Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Oh, for fuck's sake! This is Sherlock Holmes's. This is the same thing happened at one of Sherlock Holmes' stories. And why they were telling us about the speckled band, the poisonous snake. It's a speckled band. I can see the vent. You can't see the vent. Well, balls. There's the vent. You see the vent? Fucking vent. It's a speckled band. I like Sherlock Holmes. Or do you have some other explanation? This isn't possible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances? Please, Sato-san, you have to tell me. Why are you being so difficult? The cause of death is still undetermined, I see. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then? That's true, yes. Come on. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Why doesn't she believe me? Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead as Sasato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wonder. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... there was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. Wait, does Kazuma know any Russian? That's not Russian. I'm trying to figure out if I can figure it out. And the white tape put there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. Come on, girl. This is all very hard to believe for me too. Trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, all right. My head feels so heavy. It's still bobbing like anything. Okay, we need to ask some more questions. Let's go. Why are you even on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No! That would have been impossible, obviously! Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Because we're besties! We're buddies! Is she saying that it's hard for Kazuma to believe that he has a friend like me? You got a friend in me. Well, Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. Hang on a second, just moving his stuff along. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm just gonna put this goal here. Or maybe the goal here? Or maybe the goal here? Yes? Maybe, I don't know. No. I don't want anything to cover the game. You think that's alright? I think that's alright. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the centre of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Oh, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Do you believe me now? Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. He does look pretty dark, I'll say that. Sasato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on this ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. And then we need to discuss last night. Let's go. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? How? He was in the wardrobe. How did he know? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Oh, so convincing in this game. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Yes. I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Are you gonna help me? Is something wrong? No, Please forget it. Sasato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. Yeah, you know me. I really don't want to doubt you. You know me. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this. What about the something? I know who the killer is. Ugh. Oh! But I'm thinking Sherlock Holmes. Somebody let the Speckled band out. So maybe it's the same in this case. Cosima, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? Become a lawyer. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Yeah. Well, fuck. She could fight. That was a Sasato takedown. Sasato what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? That was super cool, by the way. I love Sasato. Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Excuse me. I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Sasato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not the guilty of this awful crime.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. No? Still don't believe me? Still don't believe me? She still doesn't believe me. She still doesn't believe me. Why don't you believe me? Believe in me! Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Yeah. Thank you, Sasato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Yeah, I mean, you did throw me onto the floor. Girl. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you! So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. Oh. Oh, well, that's it, everyone. We can go home. I'm not innocent. Susato says so. Bye, everyone. I'm off to jail. What? I'm not sure yet. But it's so sad. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? Yeah. How would he do that? How would he get the sign up on the doors when he's inside the wardrobe? Did Casimir do that while he was dying, maybe? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Eesh. I like her, but she's gonna be trouble. Okay. Oh. Okay. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I won't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. What conjuring trick? Do I know any conjuring tricks? I don't fucking know how to use conjuring tricks. Right. Well, I know. I should make a start on investigating here. Examine everything I can. Casimir, I swear we'll find. I will avenge your death. Yes. Yes, indeed. Oh, I love the styles of these. Okay, let's talk to... We've already talked to her. Okay, no, that's fine. Let's examine the area. Oh, hey dude, you're still here? Okay, good. Okay, great, grand. Love it. I hate you. Well, first off, the body. Did Casimir write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. And I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Rapaipo. You know, upside down, the last word looks like it says God. God. Godido. Godido. No, it's not upside down. But the thing is, because that looks like an L. Maybe it's ladydog. Ladydog? Ladydog. I don't know. And I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Casimir-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. I think it's upside down English. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? What does it mean? Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Oh yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? I'm sure you're careful to look all around using BM, aren't you? BM? Okay, now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Is this where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing? London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete, which means... What? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Yeah. Alright. I won't read it. I need to read it at some point. Good God. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Right. What else do we have? We got this. We got the wardrobe. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. But don't look pitiful at me. Cries. What's this sad puppy dog eye? Susetto. I've got handcuffs. I'm arrested. I'm arrested for murder. You think I murdered someone? Why am I getting pity looks when she thinks I'm a murderer? Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. Well, I am here investigating the cabin now, Susetto. I am going to find out who killed Kazuma. Do you know who I am? I am a sort of lawyer that did one case, which is most likely a beginner's fluke. Shut up. No, sadly not. Okay. There's a vent. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. That's the same thing happened to Sherlock Holmes' story, for fuck's sake. If people have read Speckled Band or watched the 80s version of Sherlock Holmes, called the Speckled Band, it's the same thing, except I don't think this happened in a ship though. It happened in a mansion, and some mad dude was letting his Speckled Band pet out into the ventilators to go and kill his family or people who live there or whatever. It's the same thing. And also, the case is called The Adventures of the Speckled Band. Is this Speckled Band actually a snake? Like an actual proper snake? Or is it fictional? Let's see, The Adventure of the Speckled Band by Arthur Conan Doyle. I don't think so. What if I just put snake? Snake! It is! It's a snake! It's a cool looking snake. Snake! swamp adder. That's his other name for it, a swamp adder. So it's a viper found in East Africa. Yes, the guy who owned a speckled band was in Africa. Or in India. The most venomous snake in India. Yeah. So. But the question is, I think the question is, the thing is that the speckled band is a tool to kill people. What we want to know is who actually let the snake out. No balls. Yes, it would appear too. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray won't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that. No. Fucking bullshit. Then where's it gonna get the fucking air then, you bitch? It's not gonna get outside air from another room. I suppose maybe that's it. Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. Yeah, he just ran to... Oh, look! It's Herlock Sholmes! As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. You are correct, good sir. Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man too, have you? Have you? I've no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. No, Hoda-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already. Oh, I did not. If you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with him. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Okay. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, please do. Hey, you. Excuse me. What are you doing? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. I don't know how Herlock Sholmes would talk. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't kept too long. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Look at him! Okay, I will admit, this sort of style, he does look really cool. Hi! This is just so awesome. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry, what do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me. Oh, yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Have we? Have we been to Afghanistan? No. Can you get to Afghanistan in the beginning of the 1900s? Sorry. What? Oh yeah, you can. John Watson went to Afghanistan. Yeah, he went to Afghanistan, I think. And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in the most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It is really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, Russia being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. Okay. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. My dude, that is an accusation and a half. What are you talking about? And when the bereaved occupant of this very cupboard discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. This is perfect. I love him. I love him a bit. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? You're going to blow up the Crystal Tower. Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? Am I speaking Russian? I just assume I'm speaking Japanese, and I assume he's speaking Japanese. I didn't know Sherlock Holmes could speak Japanese. I didn't even see one person who fits the bill. Sasato. What? No, Sasato. Please, you're smarter than this. You're smarter than this, darling. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. Really? You think... Sweetie, darling, you think I'm a Russian assassin with 16 victims to my name and going to blow up the Crystal Tower? We're not even going to Russia, sweetie. We're going to England. Does Sherlock Holmes just automatically make everyone dumb by having everyone... Sorry, Herlock Sholmes. Just making everyone dumb to make them believe in his goddamn bullshit. What? And you're plotting a revolution too. What? It's shameful behaviour, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. Yeah, it is wicked. I'm not gonna fucking do it then, am I? No, listen, there's no way yeah. You know, the more I land in my head, the less I'll be able to help find Kazuma's real killer, Sasato. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. Forgive you? You believe in that bullshit and then threw me on my head. Forgive you. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Oh, but was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in the most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it. You see, what do you make of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. My apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. I'm inimitable Herlock Sholmes. So, it's really you? The actual Herlock Sholmes? The very same. The inimitable actual Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man, Sir Sutterson? The most famous detective in the world? No, Hudson. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? I must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? He's very handsome, though. He is exceedingly handsome. Alright, let's converse with him, shall we? So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was his name again? Just starting a bit of banter. Indeed, I'm not a... Words. Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No, I have no her. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh, I wonder who that's written by. Is it Sir Conan Arthur Doyle? Cartha Oil? I don't know. Oh yes, Ranced magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Really? Lol. This is funny. So you're the protagonist in this series of short stories then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records some of my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Yes, that's that Dr. Wilson. The Dr. Wilson that got murdered in the last case! In the last case! No! God damn it! I must say thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in the subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. Right. Yeah. So in this case, like, yeah, sure, buddy. Is he the new gumshoe? Is he the new gumshoe? Is he going to be my detective? Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord. Heavens above. And a trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago, you didn't say any truth. And as a matter of fact, how can you look at me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have returned both for observation and for deduction. And fame! That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. That was a very, very long conversation. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. Oh, he is gonna be our detective. I can feel it. I can feel it. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I consider myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Herlock Sholmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Nooo. Ugh. At the very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Facts? Facts? Facts, you say? Oh, okay. Let's hear them. Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. That explains why he thinks I'm Russian. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes, what makes you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Oh shit! Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Garderob. Maybe the name of the killer, a certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interests of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least, where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so! I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. That is very, very useful. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Quite chilling, really. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. So the Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink, it would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. Okay, so it does appear to be Russian, but Kazuma would not know Russian. Really? Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all of that? Oh yes, a train of reasoning that led me to the truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Okay. Your deduction just now. Well, why? Can we talk about your deduction before the things you concluded about me? I mean... an famously accurate, troubling predicament to find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Oh yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Revolutionary violent Bolshevik flees Russia by Shanghai. Does that really look like me? This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the wall, on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who had killed the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you villain Bolshevik. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man, just look at this face. I do love the music. The violin, it really speaks. Da 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 da. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And, I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? It's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Oh yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? I am boiling. I wonder about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan. Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. This could actually be super duper helpful. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. So we got a few of evidence, and you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Can I see? So we can examine. Hello? Hello? So we got a princess. A princess maybe? Or maybe like a dancer? This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? Okay, so I was right the first time. It was a princess. Ah. Oh, she's pretty. She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Oh, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Shit! During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented, young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. 20,000 rubles! We're having a fucking giggle! Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money. Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novavic Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. It does seem to be a Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. The article about the ballerina has been entered into the court record. Beautiful. So we got two sides of the newspaper. What you were just investigating. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Oh yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe, for a moment, the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Oh, but I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic! And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Susato-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. I do feel so bad for you, Nisuke. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonged to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering, a smattering, a smattering, dear boy. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. I don't know what nado nado is. What is nado nado? Google it because that's funny. Nado nado. Nado to say etc. and so on, or and the like. I see. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I'm so impressed. But this diary is littered with complicated looking characters of which I can read precisely none. So what was all that showing off about before then? If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madame. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. For fuck's sake! Your faint whistling sound. Your faint whistling sound. That's what the murderer used to... How to put it? Summon the Speckled band. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kasuma's diary has been entered into the court record. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in this diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to? Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What, but why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, please. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No? There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What do you mean? Herlock Sholmes. What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. What? Oh, what's that creepy smile? That is a creepy smile. Oh, dear God. Wow. Wow. Now he's just being plain rude. Well, that's Sherlock Holmes for you. He is not known for tact. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humour is as twisted as his name. Now, Elder-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no... Ah, yeah! Really? Again? After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. This is beyond... This is abuse. Sus. Gonna call you sus from now on. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me. But there are still things I could do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. Yes! And bring the real culprit to justice. Hi. So what do I need to... It's a very large travelling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realised the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Ooh, is this a clue? Ooh, what do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Interesting. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful colour. It looks like a cute little netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue. Yes, it does. Yes, you're right. It is the colour of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same colour anywhere else in the cabin. I suppose I should look... Okay, apparently I need to look here. This is... Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? Sorry. It suddenly dawned on me. I'll continue. I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? This is almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Feel better? I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. It's adorable. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way. Oh, what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf is being ransacked and everything mown down at once. I wonder if... Sorry, my throat. Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Probably. Probably. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Isn't that tampering with evidence? Okay, well, whatevs. We got this. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Hello? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Are you a dangerous object or a pet? I never heard that to me. Say that to me. God damn. I don't think there's anything else around here. So let's have a look. So this is the door. It's only locked from the inside. Let's have a look. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open. This bolt had been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across or from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Just making conversation, Susato. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship? Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. So there's a sword. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. Oh, that's a bit better. I hope it stays like that. Sorry, I need the coolness. Okay. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on his trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Okie dokie. That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Ah, but Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean... No, why would I kill my best friend for chicken? Well, Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Oh, hello. Where did you fucking come from? Oh, look over there. The crewman? Do you mean he wasn't there before, was he? Nope. That's what I thought. Why did we try talking to him? Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. I suppose I could try. Sure. Is there anywhere else to examine? There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. I feel like that somebody spiked him or drugged him or maybe drugged Ryunosuke or maybe hit his head. I don't know. Why does he have terrible memory? So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kasuma-sama? No. Excuse me. What? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I investigated a little outside? Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking prison guard to help him escape are very funny. We're in the middle of the sea, there's no chance of me escaping. Yet! Well, no, that's a no. You stay in this cabin until next port, then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay! Alright. There's no point trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir? Hi. Yes, what can I do for you? Yes, it's him. I've forgotten his name. Oh god. I recognize that face, but it can't be. It is. It is. I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosanaka. Well then. Hello again. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Really stopped, I hope. I got really tired. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy your undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask me. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Am I having a conversation with him? So what are these special orders? So what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. Huh? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? For what? My orders were to act as Asuki-san's bodyguard. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asagi-san now reached Great Britain without being assassinated. So he was being assassinated! Assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asagi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here inside his own cabin, not here on the first-class deck. So sad. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I could do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Ooh. I need permission to investigate. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? 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 You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door. That storm... Seaman. Sorry, I'm a child. Seaman. Isn't that funny? That stormy looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's gonna snap my neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'll do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'll lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how... There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naohara-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you are in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga can use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I might know what we can use. So, we're talking about the diary. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? In what way indeed? He wrote, What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what this speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I could do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last. Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. So we're going to move. Oh my god, that is so cool. I love the style of this game. Lights of January, 7:48 AM. This is Buria, first class cabin passageway. I kind of want to leave it there because I am starting to grow very, very, very tired. There we are. So yeah, I am going to leave it here. I'm so sorry for the short stream. I'm starting to get very, very, very tired indeed. But yes, thank you ever so much for joining me in my stream. I do hope you very much enjoy it, even though it is very, very late. I'm going to send you over to somebody, so let's see who is around. Sweet Vegemite is here. I'm gonna send you over to her. Yes, do give them all the love in the world. And anyway guys, thank you ever so much for joining me in my stream. I do hope you very much enjoy it. Tomorrow we're going to be playing, it's going to be a community stream where we play words on stream. So if you're interested, do come by and say hi. I greatly appreciate you lovelies. Yeah, do take care and hopefully I shall see you tomorrow. Bye bye.